Hello ladies and gentlemen, we have a pretty massive update actually on the Alec Baldwin fatal shooting. It would appear that lots of people have lied, pretty apparently actually, and subsequently as a result of that someone died. So obviously if you look at the thumbnail, it's not me trying to play on a meme or anything like that. People have literally lied and someone has now died as a result. So we're going to dive into this tragedy today. Thank you so much for those people appreciating the coverage that I've been doing here. They had a press conference. The Santa Fe Sheriff's Department had a press conference. But they're not ruling anyone out. They're not ruling anyone out. So settle in. Not like a super long video, but it will be sort of long-ish, I guess. So let's dive into it, right? The crew member responsible for overall safety on the set of Rust has now admitted he didn't properly check the gun that Alec Baldwin fired on October 21st, which killed the cinematographer Helena Hutchins. Now, for those that don't know, that is David Halls. David Halls, the assistant director, is now admitting fault to a degree anyway. But it's not that. That's not the person that lied. The person that lied is the person in charge of everything. Actually in charge of the weapons, the armourer. Now, during an interview with David Halls, when a client asked David about the safety protocol on set in regards to firearms, he advised, "I check the barrel for obstructions. Most of the time, there's no live fire. She opens the hatch and spins the drum, and I say, cold gun on set." Now, this is an interaction he would have between the weapon and the armourer. So he checks, and then Hannah spins the barrel. Most of the time, there's no live fire. Okay. Now that reveals in the affidavit, successfully submitted by the Santa Fe Sheriff's Office for a search warrant issued today. There's more search warrants now. They are going ham on this, which is... The more and more things come out, the subsequent failings come to light, and it is just a complete wash. It is a failure from start to finish. It is shocking. It genuinely is shocking. David advised when Hannah showed him the firearm before continuing rehearsal, he could only remember seeing 3 rounds, the filing adds, noting the interaction that afternoon last week between the first AD and armourer Hannah Gutierrez. So you could see 3 rounds in the chamber, in the barrel. He advised he should have checked all of them, but didn't, and couldn't recall if she spun the drum. Basically, this is what we're supposed to do. We didn't do it. I can't remember if we did it. Again, that's not where the lie comes in. The affidavit bluntly states to the crew member who has emerged at the core of this tragedy. The affidavit for the last warrant goes on to say in its interview with Halls, a client learned after the gun was fired, David Halls picked up the firearm from a pew inside the church and took it to the armourer, Hannah Gutierrez. Hannah was then told to open the gun so he could see what was inside. David advised he could only remember seeing at least 4 dummy casings with the hole on the side and 1 without the hole. He advised this round did not have the cap on it and was just the casing. David advised the incident was not a deliberate act, and when a client asked David about the safety protocol on set in regards to firearms, he advised, "I checked the barrel for..." So basically, the gun's just gone off, let's just go over, pick it up and have a look. Let's see, reading between the lines, let's have a look and see where we messed up. Here's the lies, right? In an interview of her own, Gutierrez, who was responsible for all firearm safety on the film, insisted no live ammo is ever kept on set, according to the affidavit. But we have reports that they were shooting, and that was a live round. How can you say there's no live ammo on set? How? Obviously there is. It's in the weapon. It's just shocking. She also then told police that she had checked the dummies and ensured they were not hot rounds in the gun. Setting the timeline in a little more specifically, the armourer said the 3 firearms being used for the scene that afternoon were locked in a prop trunk during the crew's lunch break. Okay, so that's a little bit new information, because before it seemed like they were just left on a tray out in the open. A subsequent interview with director Sousa shed more light on the already troubled set. So we knew this anyway. The day started off late due to a camera crew walking off set the previous day. The crew was replaced the following day. In fact, submitting their resignations in writing, the crew who quit directly cited safety and financial issues. Now, that's interesting, because Sousa said, I wasn't aware of any safety complaints. Their resignations are in writing, citing a safety complaint. Straight up a lie. Straight up a lie. That is a lie from Sousa. He's lied. No, I'm not aware of any safety issues. I'm not aware of any safety complaints. The 6 people that walked off your set with resignations have cited safety concerns. Straight up lie. And tragically, someone has died. Issued this morning, just before the much anticipated press conference by Santa Fe County Sheriffs Adam Mendoza and 1st Judicial District Attorney Mary Karnak-Altwies, the search warrant allows police to look in the white prop trick and the cargo box for the vehicle. The warrant is seeking info about lock combo, footage, fingerprints, gun residue, clothing, bodily fluids and firearms, components, documentation that establishes ownership of said firearms, ammunitions used or unused, whether it be live ammunition or prop ammunition, projectiles, casings, whether spent or unspent. Pretty thorough. In a previous set of search warrants from October 22nd, the Sheriff's Office said that just before the shooting of Hutchins and Sousa, Baldwin on the afternoon of October 20 was handed one of a trio of prop guns from a nearby cart by Halls. Preparing for a rehearsal scene, the Russ Starr producer was told the prop was a cold gun that did not have any live rounds in it, indicating that 3 prop guns were prepped by the on-set armourer Gutierrez. The October 22nd affidavit from director Joel Kano said that Halls did not know live rounds were in the prop gun because he didn't check. An industry veteran, Halls was fired from the film's Freedom's Path in 2019 when a gun was unexpectedly discharged. Again, I've done a video on that. Confirmed one of the film's producers, The Deadline. Now, with a source citing Halls being very aggressive and intimidating on set, the first AD also had a personal behaviour complaint filed against him 2 years ago while working on Blumhouse's TV. They blacklisted him, basically, completely blacklisted him. Now, I think what's potentially so interesting about this, right, is that all of this just confirms what I've been saying from the start. Well, not from the start, but things that I've continuously said over and over and over again as things have come out now, is that this is a perfect recipe for disaster. It's the perfect storm. You've got someone being fired from previous sets due to gun safety, a gun literally going off and injuring someone. You've got someone being intimidating, very aggressive, being told that you're basically blacklisted, you're done, you're not coming again. To then be put onto another set, disregarding safety protocols, even saying, "Oh no, I'm not. I don't remember checking it. I don't know if we spun the barrel." So you just have a complete lack of respect for safety, David Halls. Now, at today's presser, Sheriff Mendoza and 1st Judicial District Attorney Karnak-Altwies went into detail on the status of the investigation. Now they're very careful with all this. DA Karnak-Altwies said that all options are on the table. No one has been ruled out. Now, when they first started talking about this, they're like, no charges have been, no charges. And this language has slowly changed, very slowly changed. And now we're at this. All options are on the table. No one has been ruled out. But obviously, they do stress that no conclusions have yet been reached. Standard. But the language used around charges is, these are criminal charges. Because you can get civil charges being brought against you, but these criminal charges were all but seemingly ruled out with language at the start. Not now. Not now at all. That's very harsh language to be used. Now, Mendoza said 3 guns had been recovered from the scene, including a long Colt 45, which he believed to be the gun from which Baldwin accidentally fired the fatal bullet. He also said a lead bullet had been recovered from the shoulder of director Joel Sousa. It is believed to be the projectile that killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins before hitting Sousa, obviously. The department has recovered 500 rounds of ammunition, a mix of blanks, dummy rounds, and what we are suspecting are live rounds. I'm sorry, Ms. Gutierrez-Reed, I thought no live rounds would be on set. Why are they recovering live rounds? Another lie. Blatant lie. He said that a lead projectile has been recovered from the shoulder of Mr. Souza and indicated that he considered the bullet live because obviously it did fire from the gun. That's his words, and I quote, "The bullet was live because obviously it did fire from the gun." But he quickly added, "Until it's proven by crime lab, it's a suspected live round." I mean, he's all but saying it. It is the live round. So there you go, ladies and gents. The big update that I was waiting to give you. And quite an update it is. It seems everyone is on the cards now. Nothing is being ruled out. The language being used is much harsher. And yeah. People lied. And sadly, someone has died. It is genuinely tragic. But I think what is important to reiterate here is that this is one of the first incidences since nearly 30 years ago on the Crow. So when the safety protocols are followed, they work. This is the perfect storm of a bunch of, nepotism, hiring Hannah Gutierrez. Unexperienced. What, one film? It's not experience. Just because her father's, the be-all and end-all is armourer? No, it's nepotism. And then you've got David Halls, someone who does not respect safety. Confirmed. Fired for safety complaints. Shocking. So when the safety is followed, it does actually work. And no, I don't think this needs to be a rallying cry for people to lose all their guns. I think that's nonsense. Safety is there for a reason and it works when it's used. But no, live rounds should never be on a set. But why? Shocking. So let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you for appreciating the coverage. I will, of course, keep bringing you up-to-date information on this. Thanks so much. Take care.